In basketball, there is an idea of the sixth man, a term used to describe the impact that fans have on the game as one that is similar to an extra player on the court. If I was made to prove that to a skeptic, this would be the very first thing that I show them. It is Wednesday, March 6th. Today, the Northwestern University Wildcats hit the road to take on the Michigan State Spartans at the Breslin Center in East Lansing on the Spartans' senior night. One thing that MSU basketball is known for, if not for their perennial NCAA tournament appearances and their Hall of Fame coach, is their student section, the Izzo Zone, named after that coach. Students who want to be a part of the lower bowl specifically have to have been members of the Izzo Zone prior and have to attend a certain amount of games before being eligible, but more famously, they have to attend the Izzo Zone Campout, an event where students on campus spend all night outside the Breslin Center, camping out in order to get eligibility to be in that lower student section that any opposing team fears. That exclusivity makes sure that the Izzo Zone is loud, and anyone who attends a game at the Breslin Center is sure to hear it. Take, for example, this game earlier in the season against number 10 Illinois. Late in the game, forward Malik Hall hits a tough layup for an and one to go ahead on Illinois by 2. And hearing how the crowd sounds as the ball is taken back up the court, it's hard to say that the steal right afterwards isn't a direct result of their energy. That's the kind of energy that the Wildcats have to deal with today. A small spoiler for the game, Michigan State won. That's not what's important today. Today, instead, we look at what happens around 4 minutes into the second half. This is Boo Buie. He will be our protagonist today. He is the all-time leading scorer for Northwestern and likely will have led the team to its first ever back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances come March 17th. As a player, he is fantastic and has been a thorn in the side of the Big Ten since he first started playing. The crowd is louder than usual as he takes the ball up the court. The Spartans had just extended their first lead of the night to 2 points, and the fans did not want the Wildcats to answer. The team passes the ball around a bit, and Buie gets the ball back at the wing and launches a three-pointer. This is the point of no return. The ball travels through the air, and I'm sure Buie realized before any of us that this ball was nowhere close to hitting the rim. It passes the rim and sails out of bounds, and as students often do when the opposing team shoots an airball, they make sure that Buie will hear about it. They will usually chant airball, airball for a while and then stop when MSU gets the ball back and go back to their normal game viewing. Occasionally, when Buie gets the ball, they'll chant it at him to remind him of his mistake, and that'll be that. That would be unless a media timeout is called. Since this is the first dead ball after the 16-minute mark, a 1-minute media timeout is required, and that leaves the students of the Izzo Zone to just keep chanting. Let's go back again to right when they started their chant and set a timer. The timeout's called and the fans keep going. We will run into a bit of a problem here. A media timeout is for the media and for TV broadcasts to run commercials. TV broadcasts like this one. Luckily, since this is a live broadcast, there's no time skipping, and I'll keep the timer running through the commercial break because those students are still chanting right up until the ad airs. I gathered some secondary footage, both from myself and people I found on Twitter, that was taken during the timeout to show that yes, they really did keep going. The whole time. Let's step into Boo Buie's shoes for a moment. Could he even focus at all on what his coach is saying right now in their huddle? It would already be loud enough as is, but the yelling of the students being directed towards him and his mistake? That's brutal. In the moment, it was surreal. Everybody just kept going. The majesty of the group coming together and agreeing without words that they would continue. I'm not sure if it's because Michigan State lost to Northwestern earlier in the season. I'm not sure if it's because Boo Buie is a player that's been terrorizing Michigan State for years, but those fans just kept going at it. Oh, hey, the commercial's almost over. Let's get back to that TV broadcast.
Back here at the Breslin Center, 29-27 Michigan State, and the big reason the Spartans...
Wow, not only are they still going, but they're just as loud. Even through this interview, you can hear them.
Here with his mother, Julie Hall, here at the Breslin Center. And Julie...
Look at all of them in the back there. Absolutely no quit. Just think for a minute how crazy this is. Those students did not stop at all. They kept chanting even though nothing else was happening during the game. The chant will finally stop when the Spartans get the ball and dribble it up the court. Time. That is 3 minutes and 16 seconds filled with nothing but airball. That Northwestern team heard nothing else the entire timeout. The pressure that the fans put on is immediately apparent as MSU guard AJ Hoggard is fouled almost immediately after crossing half court. Just when you thought those fans were done, as soon as Bowie brings it back up the court, they're right back at it.
His fingerprints all over that possession. This is the way that seniors are supposed to.
Not only is the Izzo Zone making a difference on how the Wildcats are performing, you can see the impact that the fans are having on the Spartans' morale too. Right after that timeout, you can see that MSU went on a consistent run of scoring and held their lead. After a low-scoring first half, and one that the Spartans severely underperformed in, Bowie airballing that three-point shot may be exactly what Michigan State needed to win this game.